Well, welcome to our Jean Monnet SMAART Seminar and EUC Brown Bag Talk. The title is on our screen here, Towards a European Green Deal, Green Central Banking, and Strategic Partnership. I know there's students here, so and just so you know, if you're interested in the European Green Deal as a research topic, there are some library guides on the European Green Deal as well as EU and sustainability in the International and Area Studies Library. So good resources to sort of get more background information or to dive further into this particular topic. Our speaker is Dr. Serpil Kahraman, and she is an associate professor of economics at Yaşar University in Turkey, and currently a visiting scholar in our Department of Economics. She completed her PhD in economics, her master's in economics, and her bachelor's in economics, all at the University of Istanbul, and worked as a visiting assistant professor for a while in the Department of Economics at San Diego State University,
Yes.
Beautiful place to be.
Yes.
And was also a visiting postdoc scholar, again at our Department of Economics here at UIUC, and was also affiliated with the Center for Global Studies
Yes.
while she was there. Her full biography is, of course, in the flyer, and you can look it up online. But I just also want to note that in addition to her research, you're the acting head for the Department of Agricultural Economics.
Yes, and also I'm a vice dean of business faculty.
So you're busy.
Yes, actually, I am very busy mainly about European Union projects and European Union related topics, much more than economics.
Okay. Well, with that, let's welcome our
Thank
speaker
you so
today.
much.
Thank you.
So firstly, thank you for coming and thank you, Martin, for your kind invitation. So yes, my major is economics, but I have been working on European Union related issues and spending much more time on these topics than my major economics, because firstly in Turkey, you know, it's not a member country of European Union, but we are the only country, non-member country, only non-member country, a part of custom union, Erasmus issues, and so on, because of the geopolitical position of Turkey and because of the economic size, whatever. So I have been working on EU-related issues for 15 years. It began with the Bologna process, because Erasmus mobility is very, very popular in Turkey because we are not able to free movements. You need to get a Schengen visa, so it's very popular in Turkey. It's very competitive. So before my presentation, I would like to say something about what are we doing in Turkey about EU-related issues. Yes, the first of all the like syllabuses and course modules, courses, and everything at the universities are, how can I say that, have to meet the requirements of European Union, because we are Turkey is the highest number of Erasmus mobility among the students and also academic staff. So we have to prepare like all the syllabuses based on the Bologna process, ECTS system, European Credit Transfer System, and also another important issue is Erasmus Plus projects. I think it's one of the most important part of strategic partnership of Erasmus, I mean European Union. So that's why I talked to Marky and I said something about that, because you know, the aim of the European Union is to build a strategic partnership, political strategies against United States or the rest of the world. So they provide huge amount of funds for the Erasmus Plus projects, so to become together like strategic partnership. So trillion euros they provide, because these projects are a way to become together, to work together. Uh, Erasmus is like an umbrella, under that umbrella there are projects, investments, Erasmus mobilities, whatever. But later than on, they extend that umbrella and named Erasmus Plus. Before that, in Erasmus, only the mobility or all the Erasmus related issues, all the collaborations were based on the universities and higher education institutes. But now they also included the companies, firms, NGOs, SMEs, whatever, to extend the strategic partnership. So I think it's very important. Like me, just myself, I have been running right now 6 different European Union projects. One is like 1.5 million euro funded. One is smaller, 300,000 euro. But don't think that I'm earning this amount of money. Unfortunately, it's based on purchasing power parity. But we have to spend all this fund to our project. Anyway, the projects are very important. So today's topic is European Green Deal, Green Central Banking, and the strategic partnership. The European Green Deal, actually the hot topic, hot issue. But one another thing came into my mind about the European Union strategic partnership. For about 2 years, almost every firms, every companies, NGOs, government institutions, and universities, we have to prepare like strategic plan to show that what we did in this academic year and all these things match to which EU priorities. We have to provide these strategic plans, 5-yearly plans, almost every country, and no doubt every universities have to do that, and we have to provide these reports to the national agencies. I'm like Minister of European Union in our country. We have to do that. So that's, I think, is another important issue, because like very basic, now I am giving the seminar to you, so I have to report this issue, and I have to report that which of the priorities of the EU is matched to my seminar. Even one person, I have to report that. So there are many workloads and many things about EU, very aggressively for about a few years, I can say that. Anyway, let's turn to my topic. These are my agenda, today's agenda. I choose the climate change and related actions Green Deal because now Green Deal and the climate change are the priorities of European Union. That's they announced after the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. They announced that. So this is now our priorities. So even my major is economics, so 3 of my European Union projects are actually based on these topics, because they announced that if you submit project proposal about these topics, so it is easier to get an acceptance. So that's why in Europe we are doing about that. Okay, so I think these are just goals, main goals of European Union, as all of you guys know about that goals about Green Deal, no net emission of greenhouse gases by 2050, economic growth decoupled from resource use, no person and no place left behind, and in more rationally, they actually provide periodically reports about that, like how much they spent, so what are the new strategies, blah blah blah. So their main goal is to provide 1.8 trillion euro until 2030, but later than on they are going to refresh, I think, this funding, and 3 billion additional trees to be planted in the EU, at least 55% less net greenhouse gas emissions by 2030 compared to 1990. So now, like very basic example, one of my colleagues, she has an EU project, but I think that's just about 18,000 euro or something like that, very small amount. The aim of the project is just an additional tree in a small village of Turkey, earthquake area, mainly earthquake area. That might be a EU project as well. Okay, green central banking. I don't know. It's because of it's my major economics. I began to working on green central banking. I don't know you are familiar about that issue or not. So this is the Green Deal, European Union Green Deal here. Deal is here. Let's say green central banking is here. So as you know, in each country there is a central bank to manage the economic policies, I mean monetary policies of the country. Each central bank, there is a central bank to manage, to conduct macro monetary policy goals. So like in Europe, yes, each member countries, like in all over the world, has its own central bank. And also there is one central bank, which is known as European Central Bank, at the top of the European Union, based in Frankfurt, Germany. So this is at the top of the system. So European Central Bank decides about monetary policies in whole Europe, and the central banks in each member countries has to follow the decisions of European Central Bank. It's in Germany because the most powerful and independent monetary authority is Germany. So that's why the European Central Bank is located in Frankfurt. Just a brief idea. So the main goal of European Central Bank is to maintain the euro currency mainly against US dollar. This is their main goal. Of course, they have several other goals like keeping inflation below and decrease the unemployment rate, whatever, but this is their main goal, to maintain the euro currency stability. So what is the relation between, or what is green central banking? Europe announced that, I think, after the 2010, so when they met in different, when they organized different meetings, they decided that each central bank has to how can I say that, organize like an administrative office in its own building, in its central bank, which is known as green central banking. Like about 3 years ago in Turkey, for instance, we built a different office in our central bank, which is known as green central bank. So the aim of this is not a different thing, just a kind of a part of operation of central bank, which focus on green issues. So also not only European Union, but also mainly G20 countries, the biggest 20 economies, they also established green central banking offices in its central bank. So it's also very important because not only about green issues, but also it's an important power to keep strong euro currency against US dollar or against, let's say, Japanese yen, but mainly US dollar is very important. what they do, they began to issue new funds, credit loans, focusing on green issues. For instance, let's say I have a company, small company, and I would like to buy a new equipment which help to reduce, let's say, carbon footprint in my factory. So I need a loan. So if I apply to the bank in my country, they provide a loan, but at a lower interest rate loan. So which is known as green funds and green finance instruments. So the role of green central banking offices in central bank to decide how much loan that their goal for this year, for instance, at which level of interest rate they are going to provide to these issues. They have to report to national agencies, central bank, European Central Bank, and then at the end of year they have to also write a report how much they provided. So this is their focus. So which helps to Green Deal, and which helps to also, as I told you before, to maintain the euro currency as well. This is actually what I have been working on in my major economics, green central banking. So UN Sustainable Development Goals, also they with the Green Deal and also green central banking, but mainly with the Green Deal, European Union tried to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. As I told you at the beginning of my presentation, we have to, since COVID-19, we have to provide a report, and also we have to write the 5-yearly strategic plans in our universities, every universities in Europe, also Turkey, and in big companies. We have to, when we write that what we did in this year, we have to also write that in the right hand side, UN Sustainable Development Goals, and which goals that my operation match. So that's the, let me show that. Yes, you can see this picture in everywhere, in firms, in reports, in universities. Also we have to give seminars about that. We have to add some courses about UN SDGs. Like nowadays I have been collecting the report from my faculty, what did they do about the goals and Green Deal and European Union. So now, like they are working on this issue. Like, let me give an example. Just yesterday I got an email from interior design department. They said that they added course content about reduce inequalities, like disability issues in their curriculum. So historical background, I'm not sure that, I think I don't need to give all these details, but the Paris Agreement is very important about their climate actions. So I can say that after this agreement, Paris Agreement, they decided to build a green central banking, Green Deal, and all this reporting system. I think this is the milestone. Even they talked on Rio Summit, Kyoto Protocol. They share their ideas about green issues, but this is the milestone. And after 2010, they actually began to take some important steps. They began to like establish the offices in universities, in some firms, in national agencies, in governmental level. So they began to take important and I think that realistic steps about green issues. And networking for greening the financial system. They also you know that there are some websites about that. They announce how much each country spent for green issues, how much they found, how much each central bank or EU projects are provided about green issues. You can get all the information about all these issues. Anyway, don't have by that time. Yes, I said that now there are new instruments, I mean financial instruments, investment instruments, and credit instruments, new instruments in the banking system in all membering countries and also plus Turkey, like which is known as like green bonds, green loans, green credits. So there are some certain rules that you have to meet to get that kind of loans because you know you are able to get lower interest rates. Their focus just to provide financial instruments related to green issues. Green funds, green bonds. Yes, I think sometimes it seems interesting for me. As I mentioned before, not only EU countries but also G20 countries, they established green central banking offices and they began to score, giving scoring systems to evaluate what are they doing about that. So nowadays there are just two score cards because it's very new issue. This is the latest score card. Like now France is doing a good job about green issues. So these are based on the G20 countries. So their aim is not only about monetary or financial issues. Their aim is also to research or dissemination activities about green issues. So if you check the central bank of any country, like ECB, European Central Bank, or let's say, I don't know, France, Central Bank of France, or Central Bank of Italy, you can see some reports about how they disseminate green issues. So central banks also have to announce transparently what are they doing about to research on green issues or dissemination activities or multiplier events. This is also a part of their scoring. So it's totally different than the traditional central banking operations because you know they only focus on to arrange interest rate and money supply, but now they began to work on these issues. Anyway, this is the latest, the second and the latest scoreboard. So, okay. Strategic partnership, of course, this is the maybe root of the main aim of European Union to become together. As a global strategic player in the world. So how they do that? These are the main tools, as you know: policy dialogues, international agreements, expert meetings, and summits. But I can say that you know, in governmental level, institutional level, yes, they organize meeting, they decide new agreements, new operations, whatever. But the projects and mainly the Erasmus Plus programs, there are many programs under the umbrella of Erasmus Plus. I think it's the main issue, because otherwise, you know, like an ordinary person or just a student, anyone in a country, they do not have enough idea about European Union maybe. But with Erasmus Plus, I can say that like everyone knows about Erasmus. Now the name is Erasmus Plus because they extend the umbrella. So this is their latest announcement, European Union's latest announcement. So the estimated budget is 26 billion euro, and so promoting closer cooperation between universities and higher education institutions, plus firms, NGOs, small and medium-sized enterprises, associations. You know, now everyone is interested in EU project, because this is also the way of getting funds or earning much more money. But not only about that, we have to work on Erasmus Plus related issues in every member country, because this is also like in universities, if you have to do something about Erasmus Plus or European Union, because it directly affects your university ranking. Okay, or also it directly affects your, like as a firm, your tax payments. So this is a good funding source in European Union. So that's why we have to work on it. Also, as an academic person, so if as soon that nowadays I have been working on to get my full professorship, I have to work something about European Union. So like for me, I have to coordinate at least 3 European Union projects, but that have at least 5 partnering countries. So this is my criteria. All the universities have this kind of criteria. So like if I am a project coordinator, main coordinator, that is that score equals like I have published one Scopus Index journal paper. So we have to work on it. But also in companies, they are working on these issues. Like in one of my projects, one of my partners is businessman association in my region. They are working on this issue, but this is not only getting funds or earning much more money. We have to work on it. So we do not have any other chance to do it, because national agency, also the regulatory authorities, they check your organization about what are you doing related to EU issues. So the regulatory authorities also check about that. This is the latest agenda of Erasmus Plus, the priorities agenda. So between 2021 and the year 2027, the focus is social inclusion, environment, digital transition, and promoting young people's participation in democratic life. This is the priorities. So yes, you have chance to work other issues of EU, but if you get a fund or if you anyway, but these are the things that you have to do in company level or in firm level or anywhere. So actually, you know, that's how Erasmus Plus is managed. European Commission, European Educational Culture Exchange Agency, a series of national agencies in program countries, and also series of national offices in some partner countries, I mean outside of Europe. So that might be China, for instance, or you know, but mainly I can say that the countries, the European Union focuses on the southern part of Mediterranean Sea because of the security issues, because of the geopolitical issues, like Tunisia, Morocco, Syria. These are the priorities. They announced that this amount of money, I mean funds, we are going to provide for Mediterranean countries. About 10 countries, they announced that priorities. So national agency, you know, I can say that's like a minister of European Union in each country. So if I do anything about European Union, I have to submit to my country's national agency. Then my country's national agency reports these issues to the Belgium, Brussels, the head of the European Union. This is how the things go on in Erasmus Plus programs. Erasmus Plus projects, yes, as you know, there are many different programs like student exchange, administrative staff exchange, anyway, many programs, but Erasmus Plus project, I think, is the main, how can I say that, tool for European Union to achieve their goal. I mean the strategic partnership, because you know, with Erasmus Plus project, everyone in somehow know about European Union. We have to work on it. So that's not about just getting funds. So there are many information about this website. I'm going to share that. And now, as an example, I would like to give an example, one of my Erasmus Plus projects. So the structure are always same. I mean the proposal, this is just a brief information about the project proposal, about 200 pages or something. Let me show, I think it's here. Yes, this is real example. The name of the project is Tukan. The aim of this project is to reduce food carbon footprint in tourism industry, because tourism industry, you know, creates so much pollution, food carbon footprint, more carbon footprint, because of, you know, basically the electrics are always turned on, they wash the towels every day, blah blah blah. That's the reason this the focus is tourism industry. So each project proposal looks like this, but first of all, how we get the partnership. So in Erasmus Plus page, there are always calls. For instance, I have an idea, I have written this project proposal, but I don't have any partner. That might be universities, higher education institutes, firms, association, whatever. But I'm looking for the partner. So I first of all, I have to write the proposal, and then look for the partners for my project. There are some tricks. If you add some state institutions or NGOs, that makes your score higher, because not only all the projects, of course, are accepted by the European Union. If you add also the ex-communist EU countries like Bulgaria, Hungary, former Yugoslavian countries, Serbia, whatever, that makes your scoring higher. There are some tricks. And one of the most important scoring system is based on dissemination activities. So that's very, very important. You have to disseminate your project in website, newsletter, leaflets, or just as soon that I met a person in the street, if I say something about my project, I have to report that. This is very important. Anyway, as soon that I have an idea, and the project proposal always same. Anyway, I need some partners from Europe or other countries or in my country. So I need to find a partners, but usually actually it's very hard issue, because like a domino effect, you should be sure about all the partners are doing a great job on time, because if one is late, one of the partner is late, which makes your project failed, because if you get penalty after the final when you finalize the project, you have to also submit what you did to the national agency. Also, regularly you have to give a report to your national agency and to European Union to show that everything is going well and going on time. You use the budget that is written here. So if you get penalty, which means that 5 years you do not have chance to work on any EU related issues. That's very strict issue anyway, but so that is the reason we usually call the one I know, like here in this association, like my partner in Portugal, I have an Austrian partner, so we know each other, they are doing a great job. We usually call each other, that I say that I have an idea, would you like to join my project or not? So that is how the thing going on in this project. These are the partner countries, 6 partner countries, usually 5 to 6 partner countries in EU projects. And how you do that, how you write this project: description, priorities, results, and let's keep fast. Actually, these paperworks are done by the EU center in each university, or in firms, people are doing that at university. Because in this, for instance, in this project, not all of them are universities. There is also association as well. This is the project. This project is about to finish at the end of this year. So, project summary, how the project proposal, confirmed project proposal looks like. So the countries. So first of all, you have to write that why I need like this partner in my project. What are their contribution, or what are their value added in my project? We have to say that. And yes, these are the brief. I'm gonna skip a bit more. Yes. So first of all, we give an idea about background and experience of each partner, project partner. And like in each project there are one project coordinator and one project expert. Like in this project we are two, but in some projects more than 10 people manage these issues. Anyway, why Portugal? Then let's go to background and experience. This is the actually template, but I'm gonna show you what we did. Project description. Yes, also we have to arrange meeting in each partner country. So it's written that when we are going to meet and what is the grant to attend this meeting. And project management. So who submits this project proposal will be the main coordinator of the project. Here in this project, the Poland is the main coordinator. So this is what I did to highlight what I need to do in this project for myself. And let me show you something different. So it's very clear in each country how much we get a grant. So these are based on the workload. For instance, yes, like for project result 1, I'm going to say what it's about. So we assume that number of working days is 102, and this is the how much money that Polish partner will earn when that partner complete this task. So like for example, it's based on purchasing power parity. Like in Turkey, our daily payment is about 74 euro. In Finnish partners gets 230 euro or something like that. Anyway, it's very clear. So it's very clear when we when this workload is done, this time schedule is very clear. Let's do it. These are like project results too. So anyway, how the things go on in this project, for instance. So each project has contact number, and KA2 is the type of this Erasmus Plus project. There are different name of the project: Erasmus Plus KA2, Erasmus Plus blah blah blah, KA 304. It depends on your partnership. It depends on your goal, but mainly it depends on your project results and partnership. For instance, this is KA2. What we did here is a brief info about the project. Mainly, project goes on for 2 years. This is the aim. What we did. These are the partners you have seen. Yes. The projects usually goes like, so my aim is to reduce carbon footprint in tourism industry. So first of all we do the survey what's going on in tourism industry, to get to know what's going on, to get some feedback, and to find out the what we need to reduce carbon footprint. So after this survey, we have to write a report about that. And the main thing of each project So we have to prepare training modules in different issues. Each partner has to prepare training module based on their expertise. Like here in this, so which means that, you know, like Polish partner do this, Portugal partner in Portugal prepared this training module. Each partner, you know, prepare different modules. But how we prepare this training modules, there are some certain rules. So how many PowerPoints, which words we have to use, what is the length of the training module, how we evaluate the students or trainers in this module. These are based on the EQF, I mean European Qualification Framework. European Qualification Framework like the guide for us, because there are about 6 qualification levels. So for instance, 6 means that your training module is very qualified. So if any person is able to complete that training, is able to get the European Union certificate. So EQF, we say EQF. We use in also the university in the EQF level in all the courses, which EQF level is matched. For instance, at the end of each module, there are 5 case studies that we ask to participants to work on the case studies. 5 case studies and about 10 quiz questions. So that's the reason we added these things to match the higher level EQF, European Qualification Framework. So this is also actually the guide for all the institutions, educational institutions, also the project as well. So by the way, in each step we write the reports about, like, also all the things are, you know, the numbers are very clear. Like in each country in this project, at least 40 small and medium-sized enterprises in tourism industry have to take these training modules. So we have to provide survey to get feedback to how to develop these modules. And the main rule is all the training modules must be in OER, Open Education Resource. So I mean it must be available in website freely forever. And actually if you write a Tukan, the website is available. You can see all the modules, all the content. It's free. This is the main rule of European Union, but it's very detailed project proposal. For instance, until the 13th of this month, at least 40 SMEs have to take this training modules, and until the 14th of November, I have to write a validation report about that. So the hardest thing in my experience, so we have to write in English first, then we have to translate into our national language. It's the rule of European Union. But the main problem is that if someone is delayed, that's a big problematic for the project. I have an experience. There was a 4-monthly task, and during the meeting, one of my partners from Hungary, he said that he didn't do it. We got shocked. So just within 10 days, we try to complete that partner's task. So otherwise, you know, it's impossible to continue the next stage. So also, yes, there are some recognition and validation. I mean, the quality issues are very important. One of the partners always is responsible for the quality issues. So we have to write that, we have to give a report that how many like dissemination I did, how many multiplier event, like multiplier event, must be multiplier event. It's different than the dissemination issue. So I have to organize a meeting to give information about the project, at least blah blah people, and 5 of them from university, 5 of them from industry, for instance. So I have to write a report about that, and it's very clear. So when I have to do this and this, how many days I have, because you know each partners share the same platform to exchange their operations. Anyway, this is an example. So sorry about, I think I was delayed. Thank you, but if you have any question, I would be happy to answer.
Thank you.
Thank you.